Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's greatest military minds. I'm your host, General Biography, and today we're going to explore the fascinating life of Fabius Maximus, a Roman general whose strategic brilliance and unwavering commitment to the Republic would earn him a revered place in the annals of history. Born in 275 BC, during a time of great turmoil and transformation in ancient Italy, Fabius was a member of the noble Fabia family, one of the most esteemed patrician clans in Rome. His father, Quintus Fabius Maximus, was a respected statesman and military leader who had served as consul and dictator, instilling in his son a strong sense of duty, honor, and civic responsibility. As a young boy, Fabius grew up in a Rome still reeling from the devastating effects of the Pyrrhic War. The city's leaders were grappling with the challenges of rebuilding and strengthening their military capabilities, while also navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries with neighboring states. It was within this dynamic and often tumultuous environment that Fabius received his early education, studying the classical works of Greek and Roman authors, as well as undergoing rigorous training in physical disciplines like wrestling, boxing, and chariot racing. Fabius's family played a significant role in shaping his early life and future path. His mother, a member of the noble Cornelia clan, was known for her piety and strong character, while his father's military career and statesmanship provided a powerful model for Fabius to emulate. The young Fabius was especially close to his paternal uncle, Fabius Gergus, who had served as consul and was renowned for his wisdom and diplomatic skills. As Fabius approached adulthood, he began to take on more significant roles in public life. In 256 BC, at the age of 19, he was elected as one of the quaestors, responsible for overseeing the administration of Rome's finances and supplies. This early exposure to governance and logistics would prove invaluable in his future military career, as he learned how to manage resources, prioritize tasks, and make informed decisions under pressure. During his tenure as quaestor, Fabius worked closely with other Roman officials, including the consul Lucius Manlius Bulso Longus, who would later become a key ally in his military campaigns. He also formed alliances with influential families, married into the noble Cornelia clan, and continued to hone his skills as a statesman and soldier. By the time he reached his mid-30s, Fabius had established himself as a respected figure in Roman politics, known for his prudence, intelligence, and unwavering commitment to the Republic. The historical context of Fabius's early years was marked by significant events that shaped his character and future path. The Pyrrhic War had left Rome vulnerable to external threats, and the city's leaders were eager to rebuild and strengthen their military capabilities. The rise of Hannibal, the brilliant Carthaginian general, would soon pose a formidable challenge to Roman power, and Fabius would find himself at the forefront of the struggle against this new enemy. The lessons he learned from his family, education, and early experiences would soon be put to the test on the battlefields of Italy. His unique blend of intellectual curiosity, physical courage, and strategic thinking would serve him well as he navigated the complexities of Roman politics and warfare. In 218 BC, at the age of 57, Fabius was appointed as dictator, tasked with leading the Roman army against the brilliant Carthaginian general Hannibal, who had invaded Italy with a massive force of elephants, cavalry, and infantry. The Romans were still reeling from their devastating defeats at the hands of Hannibal, including the Battle of Lake Trasimene and the Battle of Cannae, which had resulted in the loss of tens of thousands of Roman soldiers. He knew that he faced an enemy unlike any Rome had ever encountered before. Hannibal's tactical genius, combined with his ability to inspire loyalty in his troops, made him a formidable opponent. Fabius realized that the key to defeating Hannibal lay not in engaging him in pitched battles, but rather in wearing him down through a series of clever maneuvers and delaying tactics. This approach earned Fabius the nickname Cunctator, or the Delayer, which was initially intended as an insult by his critics. However, Fabius's strategy proved to be highly effective, as he used his knowledge of the Italian terrain to harass Hannibal's army with constant skirmishes, raids, and ambushes. By avoiding direct confrontations, Fabius was able to conserve Roman manpower and resources while slowly draining Hannibal's strength and morale. One notable example of Fabius's clever tactics was his use of the Fabian tactic, where he would deploy his troops in a series of small, mobile units that could quickly respond to Hannibal's movements. This allowed the Romans to attack Hannibal's flanks and rear while avoiding his powerful cavalry and infantry. Additionally, Fabius made use of his knowledge of the local terrain, utilizing the rugged Italian landscape to his advantage by launching surprise attacks from hidden positions and exploiting Hannibal's supply lines. Despite the initial skepticism of some Roman leaders, who favored a more aggressive approach, Fabius's strategy eventually gained widespread support. His ability to think critically and adapt to changing circumstances allowed him to stay one step ahead of Hannibal, and his commitment to the welfare of his troops earned their loyalty and admiration. As the war against Hannibal dragged on, Fabius continued to demonstrate his mastery of the strategic arts. He worked closely with other Roman generals, such as Claudius Marcellus, to coordinate their efforts and exploit Hannibal's weaknesses. Together, they managed to contain Hannibal's advances and prevent him from winning any decisive victories. The historical context of Fabius's campaign against Hannibal was marked by significant events that shaped the outcome of the war. The Roman Senate, led by figures such as Quintus Fabius Maximus, played a crucial role in supporting Fabius's strategy and providing him with the resources he needed to wage the war effectively. Meanwhile, Hannibal's own allies, including the Gauls and other Italian tribes, began to waver in their support for the Carthaginian general, sensing that his fortunes were declining. His unique blend of intellectual curiosity, physical courage, and strategic thinking allowed him to stay one step ahead of Hannibal, and his commitment to the Republic earned him a revered place in Roman history. In the final years of his life, Fabius continued to play a crucial role in Rome's campaign against Hannibal. In 214 BC, he was elected consul for the 5th time, and he worked closely with other Roman generals, such as Claudius Marcellus, to coordinate their efforts and exploit Hannibal's weaknesses. Together, they managed to contain Hannibal's advances and prevent him from winning any decisive victories. One notable example of Fabius' continued strategic genius was his campaign in Campania, where he successfully defended the city of Casinum against a fierce attack by Hannibal's brother, Hasdrubal. Fabius's ability to think critically and adapt to changing circumstances allowed him to stay one step ahead of his opponents, and his commitment to the welfare of his troops earned their loyalty and admiration. As the war against Hannibal dragged on, Fabius became increasingly concerned about the state of Rome's finances and the strain that the prolonged conflict was placing on the Roman people. He worked tirelessly to promote economic stability and to ensure that the Roman army was well supplied and equipped, recognizing that a strong economy was essential to winning the war. Despite his many successes, Fabius's later years were not without controversy. Some of his critics accused him of being overly cautious and hesitant, and they argued that his delaying tactics had allowed Hannibal to remain in Italy for too long. However, Fabius remained steadfast in his commitment to his strategy, and he continued to argue that the key to defeating Hannibal lay in wearing him down through a series of clever maneuvers and delaying tactics. In 23 BC, Fabius was elected censor, a position that gave him significant influence over Roman politics and society. He used this position to promote his vision for Rome's future, advocating for policies that would strengthen the Roman economy and promote social stability. His legacy as one of Rome's greatest generals was cemented during this period, and he became known as a wise and experienced leader who had dedicated his life to serving the Republic. His legacy extends far beyond his military victories, as he played a significant role in shaping Rome's future and promoting its values. As the Roman historian Plutarch once said, Fabius was a man of great wisdom and experience who knew how to wait for the right moment to strike and who was not afraid to take risks when necessary. Today, Fabius Maximus is remembered as one of the greatest generals in Roman history, and his name has become synonymous with strategic brilliance and wise leadership. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.